All right, hello, Heaps Gooders, Heaps Goodies. We are looking at Captain Marvel 2019, directed by Ryan Fleck and Anna Boden. I didn't know it took two people.
I've never thought to call someone a Heaps Gooder. It's like Jake Paul calling people Jake Paulers.
Yeah, well, we get in way more fights, and we lose them.
That's true.
But yeah, no, yeah, directed by two people. I didn't know that until I did like the bare minimum amount of research for this. Two people fucked this up. Maybe two heads are not better than one.
Come on.
Nah, okay, all right, I'm being a little bit rough. I don't know if this will shock you, Lennon, but I was not really looking forward to this movie because I thought we were up to Endgame right up until putting this movie on. Basically, I thought we were up to a good movie, and then I remembered that this comes after Ant-Man and the Wasp. I did, however, have a gummy before watching it. So I think that might have made it.
God.
Well, I saw the Herculean task ahead of me, and I just thought.
Well, the thing is, with this fucking journey, dude, it's all been like, oh man, Infinity War is so far away, and then we got to Infinity War, and then for one episode, we were like, oh my god, I can't believe we're already here. And then now, I don't know why, but it's like the rest of this phase 3, I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, there's still like 4 movies to go. Like, can we wrap this shit up?
Really,
I just want to get to Endgame.
Beating the horse into a pulp with this.
My
like,
God.
What is the point of even this movie? Like the last one, that was sort of, yeah, whatever. They're at least at a point of like, okay, we got the time travel stuff. What's the point of this one? This one's just to introduce Captain Marvel so she can punch a spaceship. That's all she really does.
See, I remember everyone was like really freaking the fuck out back in the day. I mean, obviously there was a whole bunch of controversy around this movie, which I don't know, I guess we might or might not get into. But the thing is, everyone was freaking out because it's like, oh my God, she's like the most overpowered character in the MCU by far. So that's basically how they're going to defeat Thanos. And I'm glad, obviously spoiler for the Endgame video, that she really did come in and help, but she didn't. She just did the same thing Thor did in
the last movie. Maybe I need it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah. That's actually a really good comparison. Like, I 100% agree with that.
Thor was blowing up ships in the last movie. I don't see why he couldn't in the next one.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels a bit messy, maybe. And again, more of a commentary on Endgame, but it's like, okay, here's a few like MacGuffins and characters that we're going to introduce, or things that we're going to introduce that are incredibly important for the second part of this Avengers Part 1 kind of thing, but introduced separately from this Avengers Part 1 movie. Like, obviously the Quantum Mania shit, the quantum blah 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 time travel shit, and then obviously Captain Marvel. And it's like, yeah, they are pretty sizable things in the next movie, but it's also like, it kind of sucks that it had to be introduced in this filler gap, if that makes sense.
I think this would have laid over better if it was like when we were introducing all the characters, even if we sort of forgot for a while. Like if she was just sort of like in the background and we didn't have a movie that had Captain Marvel in it for maybe like 5 years. You know what I mean? Like enough time to sort of be like, oh yeah, she's out there doing stuff with the Skrulls or whatever's happening there. But it was right before, and then I just don't think she played that bit. Like I know in the Infinity War video I was talking about power scaling, and I try to avoid the comments, but I did read one comment that's like, oh, power scaling's lame until it works for a character.
Oh yeah, I did see that too. I was like,
but dude, he still scales above Carol. Like I don't. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, let's talk
about this movie.
Let's get into it. So I think the highlight of this movie is I did like a lot of the stuff with the main Talos. Ben Mendelsohn's character.
That's interesting.
I think he was, I don't know. I is it just because he's got an Australian voice? It's because he's Australian.
It throws me off, dude. It throws me the fuck off.
I like it.
I felt like a lot of the comedic stuff was wrapped around his character, and it was like 50-50 for me. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. And kind of like the whole fish out of water kind of thing, where he's just like, what is this thing? Am I supposed to be scared of it? It's like, oh my God, that's a flockin, or whatever the flockin hell that thing's called. But
flirkin. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing introduced in this movie.
Sorry, man. But like, okay, people were really up in arms, I guess, about Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. What do you think of her actual portrayal of this character?
Okay, well, maybe this is a result of the gummies, but my first note under Carol Danvers, I'll read it word for word. It wasn't until over halfway through this movie that I realized I had so many notes and none for Captain Marvel directly. I don't know if that means anything, but I was higher for Gummy when I made that observation. That's what I think. It took me half a movie to realize that she's in it.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You ate with that one.
That's the best note I have in this. Yeah, I mean, her final suit, her suit looks cool. Like, it does suffer from the Marvel over design, but I think the extra lines in this works. She is like, it's hard to judge her character because she doesn't have a memory and she's sort of like a blank canvas for a big portion of this movie. So, and not like a blank canvas. You can see elements of her personality shining through, mainly in how she sort of is against like a lot of the stuff that the Krees, like the Yon-Rog and stuff. Like, I think we can agree that it's fairly obvious that the Kree obviously suck from the minute that they're introduced. Like, these guys are obviously assholes because like they'll don't have humor in a fight, da 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 da. It's like, well, how are we gonna get all of our Tony Stark like quips in this movie?
Yeah,
Yon-Rog, that's Jude Law's name, right? Dude,
as soon as you see Jude Law, you're just like, oh, he's a bad guy.
Yeah,
he just looks nefarious. I don't know if it's the hairline, I don't know if it's the eyes, but it's just like, as soon as I saw him, I'm like, okay, so he's gonna be bad. And it's like,
it's obvious. It's obvious. But like, the thing is, they missed something. Okay, so this is coming from a comic book guy, and like, I guess around the time that I was getting into comic books, like Secret Invasion was a big thing. And we're not really going to talk too much about the Secret Invasion show. It was fumbled and it was horrible, but whatever. The Skrulls are obviously a big part of Secret Invasion. They take over the Avengers so slowly, like starting with like, I think it's Spider-Woman's the first one, but like and it makes you reflectively read back on some of these solo issues and go like, oh, they were a Skrull this whole time. That's so weird. It's such an interesting concept. And like, yeah, the change of the Skrulls to a race of asylum seekers is sort of cool in a way, but in my opinion, this just, well, it started the trajectory to the Secret Invasion show being absolute buns, just the worst. But the Skrull being an evil shape-shifting society, like infiltrating race, it's just too cool a villain to try to twist. Like, I think I would have liked a movie where, and this is sort of reflective in the comics too, where the Kree are also assholes and the Skree and the Skrulls are also assholes.
They're both the same. What could I say?
Yeah. Oh. But like, it could have been interesting to have Carol just sort of stuck in between two galactic assholes. You know, like I think that could have been a more engaging movie rather than this bait and switch of the evil green men that can shapeshift and do subterfuge are actually good. I'm not really interested in that. I'm more interested in Carol going through something than
maybe if they spun it as like Talos's character or family or section of the Skrull or whatever, perhaps more morally grey rather than just outright good. And, you know, the shifted perspective thing, because I'm going to be honest, like I've never heard of a fucking Skrull before in my life, except for a cinnamon one, am I right? Before this movie came out, and I was just like, oh yeah.
Can you repeat that? That was great. That was,
that's right. That's the peak humour that this movie was missing. And I'm just thinking, like, I actually really liked it. I thought it was a really cool twist, and I found that significantly more engaging than anything that happened in Secret War, Invasion, whatever it's called.
I think they tried to course correct and it was just too late. They're like, there's some evil Skrulls, and it's like, okay.
If you pitch them as being like the good guys in this movie, then you have them show up as bad guys in another thing. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
It's kind of like how they treated Wanda Maximoff later on, where she's had so much shit happen to her that you can kind of understand why she would be a villain, because she has really relatable personal motivations, whereas we don't fucking know anything about these green guys, so we kind of don't care. And like, you know, there was this line that he said at one point in the movie where he's just like, oh, well, this is war, we've all done things we're not proud of, or something like that. And I thought that was a great line, but it's just still at the same time, it's just... I don't know. I think looking at this movie in a vacuum, though, by itself, I did like the whole, the bad guys are the good guys, the good guys are the bad guys. It's just that I just never didn't believe that the good guys weren't bad.
Were horrible people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were also introduced to us as bad guys in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Speaking of which, we obviously get a couple of returning characters. So we've got Digimon Honsu is the same. Is that the same character?
Yeah,
from
that's
Guardians?
the same guy. So he must have some adventure after this where he goes a bit more cyborgy and da-da-da-da-da.
I hope they save that for a What If TV show.
Can't wait. We've also got Ronan the Accuser, which everything...
It looks weird in this movie.
Everything online that I was finding, including IMDb, whatever the fuck it is, said it was Lee Pace. This man is not Lee Pace.
It just looks completely different.
It's not Lee Pace. Everything I could find...
Is it actually not?
I don't think so. Look at him. Like I was researching not deep enough, obviously. If anyone knows who this man is, who is this man? It's not Lee Pace. But everything online said it was Lee Pace. But I mean, I will say, for the brief amount of time that we do get Ronan, it was very in character. Like, he was there for about 2 seconds and then he tries to nuke the Earth.
That being said, though, he's kind of a fucking pussy, though, because, like, the whole movie is just like, his finger is on the trigger. Like, the whole movie is like, just say the word, I'll go to this planet and blow it up. And Jude Law's like, no, hold off, kind of thing. He is fucking chomping at the bit. And then the second he sees a woman flying in space, he's like, oh, better go. I'm scared now. I'm going to go back home.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Well, okay, I think there are some interesting things on here. Actually, one scene that I did really like, it's a micro moment, but like, you know, on the train when the Skrulls running away and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, she's punching the grandma.
Yeah, okay, well, I think that went on for a little bit too long. But like, when they're on top of the train and he touches like the train cable thing and gets zapped, I sort of do like the motif of like, hey, this is an alien that hasn't been on Earth before and doesn't know to do that. Know. Yeah. It's like a blink and you miss it. But I remember going, oh yes, I enjoy that, and that's something I want more in cinema. Is like as if an alien would know not to touch that. I know I've seen enough videos on Twitter of people getting fried touching those things. I know not to do that, but this guy doesn't have a Twitter account or an X account, whatever you want to call it. That's my favorite thing that the Skrulls did in this movie.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I mean, I love how, like, this is a movie about Captain Marvel and all we're doing is talk about Skrulls, but I'll say, like, one last thing, I suppose, and it's more of a question for you, because in that chase scene, and, you know, once again, I know I always say it, but the de-aging is fucking great in this movie. Samuel L. Jackson looks great.
Coulson, I think all I did was give him a hair transplant.
Literally. It's just like, hey, we don't have the budget. Do you like wearing wigs and maybe a bit of makeup?
This could be any era Clark Gregg just after a trip to Turkey. Like this is...
But to be fair though, I mean, and this isn't to say anything about him, but he also kind of strikes me as the type of guy where he looked like pushing 40 straight out of the womb kind of thing. Yeah. I can't imagine what he'd look like young.
Like an anti-Paul Rudd.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And then there was this moment where he's also in the car, and then turns out that was a Skrull, basically. And that was one of the only times throughout the movie where the shape-shifting, I didn't even think that could have been a Skrull.
Yeah.
Were there any moments for you in the movie where that happened?
I would say probably the same moment, because the shape-shifting thing is something that was just sort of lost to me in this movie, but I did forget a lot of it. So I did forget that he was in the car with Nick Fury's character, Nick Fury as a character. But like, yeah, I did forget that. So like, yes, that one also got me. I think that's the most effective use of it in that way. I did also like the use of it where he pretends to be Maria Rambeau playing with a kid
outside.
Yeah, and that's not like so much a surprise, but like that's like a cool, intimidating factor of like, your kid's feeling safe out there. That's my guy out there. Like, that's us. That's a very cool use of the shape-shifting power that I thought was used effectively. Not so much as like a surprise, haha, but like more like an intimidating factor of like, well, your kid is out there and in danger and you're not going to do anything about it. I did like that a lot.
Just zooming out and hopefully sidestepping this 20-minute conversation about Skrulls for a moment, I actually really thought to myself, again, because I remember a lot of people not liking this movie, and I don't really understand why, because it's, for me, like the same camp as Black Panther, where it's like, I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's one of the best, but I think it's good.
Would you put this in the same boat as Black Panther?
I don't think it's as good as Black Panther, but I think it's definitely overhated and is nowhere near as bad as what people think it is. Like, I actually think the Brie Larson, she does a really good job as playing this. She, for all things considered, like has that perfect balance of being this hotshot. But if you think about it, like someone who is like this classic 80s like or 90s stereotype of that pilot, like this Top Gun kind of thing, Like, you'd think that they're kind of like a hot shot. And I really like the dynamic between her and Maria Rambo, is it? Or is that the daughter?
Maria's the not the daughter.
Okay, not the daughter. That must mean the mum then. But yeah, so that dynamic is like really good, and I felt like that was really believable. I actually really liked her, the daughter, as characters in this movie as well. I thought the dynamic between Samuel L. Jackson and her, I thought that was great too.
Almost romantic at some points. Like, I know they weren't trying to play that, but I was like, these guys in most other movies probably would get it on. I'm not wanting that to happen, but I just feel
No. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I didn't see that, but I think maybe what you're touching on is the fact that they've basically got one movie to try and convince you just how fucking good and close these guys are. Because if Samuel L. Jackson, the guy who famously doesn't trust anyone and famously didn't know anything about the fucking blip as it was happening, is someone who is very skeptical of everything, and he just trusts this cat, and he trusts Brie Larson, Carol Danvers, and all that stuff so fucking easily in this movie. So do I like how quickly he latches onto her as a character? Not as much, but I think, kind of touching on what you were saying, I think that they were trying to rush that a little bit, cram it down our throats a bit. But yes, let's talk about the Flirk and cat thing.
Okay. So, I think this might be where maybe some of that hate comes from, because this is actually a fairly big moment. Nick Fury has been a pivotal part of these movies for, at this point, like over 10 years, 2008 to 2019. It's very annoying. Like, what happened to last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye? And it's this cat, dude. Like,
yeah, dude.
That is very disappointing. And the Nick Fury, in a lot of ways, I know it's a younger Nick Fury, but he does feel a little out of character in this movie. And that's a fundamental Marvel character. I think it's also because this is like a connected universe, and they're like, oh shit, we have to connect absolutely fucking everything. And it's like, you know what? You probably didn't have to include anything about the eye. Yeah. Maybe have something set 10 years from now, 5 years from now, or something like that, where he loses his eye. You don't have to do it here. Yeah. We can still believe it's the same person. Yeah, and another note I have, which I think might be my last note, that is a result of the gummies. Why did he roast that kid for having so many high scores? Dude, he literally says, if I played the same game for 6 years, I'd have a couple of high scores too. What the fuck is his beef with this kid who's literally a refugee, the Skrull kid on the ship? The kid's playing... What? Anyway, that's definitely you know the video, I think it came out within the last year, and it was like Liam Neeson turning around to the reporter and then just like fucking launching at him. Like, you know the one I'm talking about? Yeah. It's like caught off guard and he goes, oh, like that. Well, I think that Nick Fury just saw that one fucking kid and he decided, I hate this fucking green kid. And they're just like, for no reason either. It was so unnecessary. This kid's just been in a prison ship for like 8 years, I think it was. Like, dude,
out of sight, out of mind. But also, again, there were some things that I really like.
Is it when he checked out the alien, if the alien had a penis? Because it's pretty good move. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. And there were other moments where
Bliss passed out. And there were other moments, Campbell.
Yes, there were other moments. Yes. Where the plane blows up or whatever. I also liked the Marvel character. Like, I thought the actress that portrayed her was fucking brilliant and very charismatic. I thought that was cool. The scene, though, that I really didn't like and it kind of lost me is that we have this, like, you can't trust anyone kind of thing. So it's like, oh, you got to tell me stuff that a Skrull couldn't make up or know about you or whatever. But it's like, Captain Marvel, she wouldn't know any of these things about Samuel L. Jackson, like, at all. So, like, why ask him to tell her all this shit to prove that he currently isn't a Skrull? But then also on top of that, I feel like it's just the movie's lazy way of just listing off a bunch of things that we might not know to flesh out his backstory. But either way, it just doesn't make sense.
Also, and then it opened up a bunch of fan theories after this, I remember, because then they started going through the whole MCU and trying to find where people didn't call him Fury. And it's just like, oh, is this person a Skrull? No, they're not. Like, it was just badly written. Like, I don't know. There's some scenes in this movie. There's two scenes in particular. And you did bring up the Dr. Wendy Lawson character. I didn't have a problem with Dr. Wendy Lawson's side of things. I had a problem with the Supreme Intelligence side of things. Because in the comics, the Supreme Intelligence is a big green head. And why is Marvel so afraid of making things big heads? Like Ego, it was a man and not big planet head. And the Supreme Intelligence is meant to be a big, weird tentacle head. And instead they're like, this lazy, like, oh, you can't, what? Look at the Supreme Intelligence. It displays as a thing.
Like, no one's ever seen this person.
Give me the big green head. It's a comic book movie. Like, I don't give a fuck if Annette Bening is playing Dr. Wendy Lawson. Don't make it the Supreme Intelligence. Also, later, when Yon-Rogg captures Marvel and pushes her to meet the Supreme Intelligence in their mind palace, why the fuck is Nirvana playing? It had nothing to do with anything. It feels like it was put in there for like a trailer or like some nostalgia bait, but it didn't work for me. And I love Nirvana, and it didn't work for me. Anyway, those are my beefs around. Dr. Wendy Lawson was sick, although her words do say, when she's about to blow up the ship thing, her words do say, get out of here before they find me, but her actions are definitely saying, I'm gonna blow this shit up while you're within range. Like she aimed that gun and then got taken out, luckily, because Carol would have been blown up within. There's no way. There's no shot.
Also, I mean, the fact that I just had to remind myself again, I'm like, okay, I'm just watching a comic book movie, because I don't know if I understand how shooting or blowing up this like energy thing then just turns like her blood blue and turns her into whatever the fucking fuck she is. So I'm just like, okay, well, it's,
Well, I think, okay, that's sort of another issue I have. What do you think? What the fuck do you mean he didn't come for the Tesseract? When they find Marvel's ship and find the Krieger there, has the engine been the Tesseract this whole time? They reveal that like 3/4 of the way through this movie. I don't remember if they mentioned that it's a Tesseract at all before this. What do you mean it's a Tesseract? Why is that in this? What is that in the engine? Was that there the whole time? I don't remember the Tesseract ever getting mentioned until she's just like, she just name drops it. She goes, he didn't come here for the Tesseract. What are we talking?
And also, surely, like, people beforehand. Okay, this is getting real nitpicky, but then I guess I don't really have any other notes outside of this. But this is very pivotal stuff. If you build your movie on on sand, it's just going to fall apart. But surely, people before Captain Marvel have tried to destroy the cube. So it's like, if people have tried destroying it beforehand, would they have gotten Captain Marvel powers?
I don't know, dude. And the scene, okay, this is my last real beef with it. This is my last real beef. And this is sort of why
it sounds like you don't like this movie.
No, there's some fun bits. I like the Skrulls, even though they're good guys and they shouldn't be. And I like Nick Fury, even though he's a little bit out of character. And Brie Larson does do a good job for the most part with Carol Danvers. I did think that this, the scene where Yon tries to challenge Carol to a fist fight and then she blasts him. And
yeah, I
think that would have actually been a good scene if she didn't cornball it up with the whole, I have nothing to prove to you line. You just, like, we get that from your act. You just showed us that. And like, I think it would have been a lot more effective if it was just fist fight me. And then she just blasts him. And then we don't need any dialogue from there. We've just seen you go through that character arc. It was just a cornball thing to say. I don't know. It definitely, as soon as she said that, a sigh of frustration left my mouth. That was a lot. I didn't like it. Okay, I have crap. I got a little frustrated. I lost my cool. I apologize, audience, and to you, Lennon. What did you think of this movie? What are some final wrap-up thoughts on this?
I think it's overhated. Okay. I think it's better than what a lot of people like. There was so much outrage when it first came out because it's like, oh, is the fucking MCU woke now? Is it the MCU or something like that? And what, this is like the 19th or it's like this is like the 19th or 20th movie, and it's the first time we've had a female protagonist. Like, that is crazy to me.
Yeah, we still haven't had a Black Widow movie at this point.
But either way, it's like, I feel like it's this weird dichotomy between, as soon as something that's a little bit different like this comes out, people like really shit on it, but I feel like people shit on it for the wrong reasons. It's kind of like how the new God of War Laufey, however the fuck you pronounce it, trailer came out. That looks genuinely so fucking sick.
And people are like, it's a woman. Shut up.
Oh, it's God of Woke, God of Whammon or something like that. And I'm just like, dude, I can't believe we're still having all these issues. It's so fucking annoying.
I feel like no one had that problem with Ripley from the Alien franchise. Promise you no one had that problem back then. It is ridiculous.
God, no. But I find that element of the discourse like really frustrating. Definitely. But that being said, it's like when you peel past all that stuff, is this actually like a good movie? Yeah, it's all right. Like it's a good enough movie. I think that the actual performances are good, except for the dodgy Australian accent from, which is just his normal accent from Ben Mendelsohn. He's like, you haven't been talking to the cops now, have you? Like, that's what I think he's going to say. Anyway, I think it's all right. I think the movie is fine. It's definitely better than what a lot of people kind of shit on it for. That being said, I do think some of the execution is sloppy. Some of the decisions or the things that happen in the movie kind of don't make a lot of sense to me, but I'm also just like, it's just a movie that's setting up. It's better than Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's like, I don't know if that's that hard to do. But it's just like, I'm just keen to get to Endgame now.
I agree. No, like, listen, I do agree. I had a bit to go in on this movie, and it is mainly nitpicky stuff. I think for a lot of this movie, I wasn't the biggest fan of Brie Larson's character until like the end, except for some like sort of, I have nothing to prove to you sort of line reads. I have a couple criticisms of this, but overall it was more enjoyable than a lot of the stuff that we've got through, and I do agree that it is overhated. I think it's hated for very stupid reasons because it's a woman that's powerful. Fucking get over it, dude. It's fine. Yeah. That's not a problem. My problem is I don't like the Skrulls aren't bad guys.
Yeah.
All right, the post credits. So we got Cap, Black Widow, Rhodey, and Bruce checking out the Captain Marvel pager. Also, one thing I got with this is, does the timeline really line up? Because I'm pretty sure at the start of this, if I read this right or saw this right, Black Widow and Cap are looking at the death toll go up, but like Cap's beard has like tripled in power at this point since we saw him in Infinity War. So I don't know if that lines up, but I guess this does serve the purpose of a post-credit stinger. It does lead very well into what we're expecting from Endgame. So I overall like this. Is
it ripped straight from Endgame?
I don't think it. I think it might be an alt sort of. We'll see, but I think it's like a sort of an alt take. I'm not sure if it's 100% one-to-one. I think it picks up pretty much from the end of this, maybe.
Sure. Okay.
And then the final credit scene is the Flerken spat up the Tesseract.
Nice.
Cool. The Flerken, the thing we needed in this movie.
Oh, the name of the Avengers Initiative is because of Brie's plane.
Yes. This does sort of retrospectively shit on every single character that Nick Fury meets in the future. Like, why does he care about Captain America when he's got a pager that goes straight to this absolute space god? Whatever. Also, actually, he meets Thor later on and he doesn't think to call Carol and go like, hey, I've just met like Space Jesus. He could help with your Skrull problem. Anyway, whatever. Next episode, we are finally in the end game. Woo! All right, boom.
We're in the end game now, bitches.